are in listen-only mode.
Good morning and a big thank you for joining us. My name's Pam Stelmer from Salon Savvy, and today Glenn Heaton from salonandsparcreative.com is going to be sharing loads of quality information about salon and spa apps with us. And of course that's exactly why you're here, isn't it? So what are apps and why do they work, especially for salon and spas? More importantly, what can they do when it comes to helping you make more profit? Well, these days technology is moving at an ever faster pace. First we had e-newsletters and then we had social media. And for a little while, both of these marketing tools did a great job, but now things have changed. And if you don't keep up, you could be leaving a pile of money on the table when it comes to getting clients to spend more in your salon or spa. The fact is, now emails have a pretty dismal opening rate of around 18% or so. So your message just isn't reaching your clients like you need it to. And while social media started off just so good, remember the days when all your fans used to get all your posts and, that was fantastic. But that's well and truly gone by the wayside because these days Facebook has monetized their approach and now you have to pay money to boost your posts to ensure readership. So technology has stepped in once again and the development of the latest marketing tool, the app, has begun. And right now it's a must-have for many types of businesses. And salons and spas are just the kind of businesses that can really benefit from having an app in their marketing toolkit. And today, Glenn will show you why. Hi, Glenn.
Hi Pam, hello everyone. Thank you for coming along and sharing another webinar with us. I think that's great to be here. Thanks for that introduction, Pam. Yep, apps are certainly where things are really heading now for, I don't really like the term small business. I think it's too contracting, but let's just say local businesses. You might be aware, obviously, apps, in the games and utility type market, and you'll probably be aware of things like Angry Birds, and you'll hear stories of people making hundreds of $1,000s a day selling apps and all this kind of thing. And while that's certainly happening, it's not the kind of app that we're looking at for a business. We're using and talking today about apps as a marketing and promotion tool for a salon. And Pam, with your background as a salon owner, I'm going to be asking you some questions on how you feel the problems you had in running your business, and I'll attempt to show how an app can alleviate those and boost your profits. How does that sound?
Perfect.
Okay, great. Quickly before we go forward, can I just get a raise of hands from everyone to make sure that you're hearing us and seeing our screens and all that kind of stuff? Okay, please. That would be excellent. Thank you. Beautiful. Thanks very much, everyone. Okay, just wanted to make sure that was all happening. So this webinar is going to be a little bit different to what we've done the last couple of weeks. It was a bit more structured, but this one I'll be going through one of the apps that we've produced for a spa called Total Essence in Brisbane, and I'll be showing you the dashboard. Pardon me, the behind the scenes of that app and how you can use it to actually track things in your business and to promote and market. So let me just run through the slides here. As we've done here with websites and video and mobile sites and things like that, coming to terms with technology and how to market using online and digital and mobile and all these kind of things is part of decreasing the gap from where your business is currently to where you'd like it to be. So if you're not getting enough clients in, if you're not retaining clients, if your profits aren't reaching your targets or at the goals where you'd like them to be, then utilising this technology is really the way forward for, as Pam said before, not just salons and spas, but for most businesses. It's becoming a lot more user-friendly, as you'll see later on in how to work with apps, but it's quickly becoming, because we're all walking around with a tablet or a phone that's connected via Wi-Fi or through our local coffee shop to the internet. We now have this connection, literally and figuratively, with our target market and with our customers and clients. So it's very important to be able to understand how all this can work and harness it for the way that marketing is now being done. As Pam said, it's emails when they first came out with a very fresh thing. Even the fax machine was a fresh thing when it first came out. But because of oversaturation, things tend to get glossed over. So we don't really open all the emails that we get. Because we're so used to getting spam or just marketing junk, and not just in our letterbox, it's in our email box as well, we kind of turn off. And that's why, even if it's a mass market thing, that's why apps are so good, because they can really help you connect to your actual audience and your current customers. You'll see how that will work in just a moment. So there I am ahead of myself. It's apps are really, if you look at the website, your website is a way to capture people. So people might find you through a search. They might have a recommendation from a friend. They might see a promotion or ad that you've run on TV or radio or in the paper that directs them to your website. If you look at that that's like the open mouth of the funnel. Okay, it's a big funnel to catch people, and you can convert your web visitors into customers and paying clients. An app is really all about, once you have them as a client, is how to keep them coming back as a client and getting them to use the app and your system as referrals. So we'll go through all that in just a moment when I show you the live demonstration. But the thing about apps is that, first of all, you might have had a lot of information, or you might have heard about apps, and once again, I'll use games and utility type apps as an example, where it might cost tens of thousands of dollars to create an app. And that can certainly be the case for a high-level game and things like that, where there's a lot of programming and a lot of options and all that kind of stuff. But for a business marketing app, it comes down to just a couple of $1,000s, pretty much. And that can be seen as a great way to provide these things that we'll be discussing on. That's a way to connect to your current clients. Okay, you can run promotions, you can take bookings, you can get attention, because you can keep people involved in new products or new services that you have coming out, so that you get them to engage with your brand and your business, as opposed to just using a website or email that we know aren't getting used by customers. Once someone is a client or a customer, it's unlikely that they'll go back to your website unless you hit them with emails and promotions, which they're not going to read as likely as they are with an app message. Okay, so it's a little bit of a catch-22 there. One of the great things about apps for salons and spas is that if you have a cancellation or a no-show on a booking, you can instantly send out a message and offer that position to one of your, let's call them VIPs, because they've downloaded and registered on your app. You can offer them that vacancy, and you might offer that with a discount. I know you hate that word, Pam.
I do.
You do, yeah, but I used it incorrectly. You might offer it with a bonus. How's that? So
Very good, much better.
If you come in and take this booking, we'll give you a free 10-minute head massage. I've been astounding Pam with my vocabulary on all things salon and spa just before we came on air, so it could be, a free IPL, a microdermabrasion or exfoliation. How's that, Pam? All three in one sentence.
You're getting very talented at this, Glenn.
So it's a great communication tool directly to the handbags, because that's where we're all walking around with our phones, to your clients. Okay, it's this perfect tool where you're not sending it out en masse, hoping that someone will come because they might be interested in what you're doing. You know that these people are your target market because they're clients, and you know that they're more than likely to respond. And that's why open rates on messages that are sent through an app are in the 97% mark, as opposed to 13 to 18% on an email. So the likelihood of someone being taken up on an offer that you're presenting via your app is much greater. So that's why they're such a great and valuable marketing tool. So with that said, let me just click over to another screen here, and I'll show you the app. for Total Essence. Now, is that clicked over there, Pam? You can see the Total Essence app.
It has.
Beautiful. Okay,
Yes.
right. So this, I'm displaying this one on an iPad. Now, if it was on a phone, the two buttons down here, directions and tell a friend, would have a third button, which would be a call. And when you tap that on a phone, that would ring the salon directly. So there's no having to dial in numbers. It's just a one tap to call type situation. But for this situation, I'm just showing you off the iPad because it's just a bit easier for me to display in this situation. So you can see there that the images cycle around on the animation there, and there's a couple of ways that we can do this. They can cycle through that, they can slide so that the whole screen slides. There's quite a bit of functionality and flexibility that we have in producing the app, and it's all dependent on graphic design. It can be really anything that you can create an image for. The apps run on iPhone and Android devices, so if you've got a Samsung or a HTC or an iPhone, they're all cross-compatible and all have the same functions. Now, the only things that need to be beared in mind, and it's obviously not a problem with Spa and Salon, is it needs the content needs to go through the terms of service of Google and Android. So there's no untoward imaging or content and all that kind of stuff. But as I said, it's all good with the market that you guys are in. Now you can see here that we've got some buttons down the bottom, and they're called tabs. And we can go through and we can cycle through all the things that this app can do. Now, there's some other things that apps are capable of, such as using QR codes. You might see them as the little square. They look like a square scrunched up barcode. And that's called QR codes. It stands for quick response. And if you scan those with an iPhone or a smartphone, they'll generally take you to a website or a web page that has a coupon on it for a discounted or bonus service. So you can incorporate that kind of functionality into the app as well. Now that's great if you have a product line that you're displaying in your salon or spa. You might put up a QR code and say, click here to reveal your bonus offer. And with people scan the actual barcode, it shows a coupon, and they can take that to the cashier and get their discount, or it can display more information about that actual product. So there's lots of ways to engage people with apps and to keep them just connected with your brand and what you're doing. So there's lots of really cool things about it that's, once again, very portable, and it means you don't have to be sitting at your computer to be engaged with what you're doing. So let's go through a couple of the things here. First of all, one of the main things that we can do is that users can schedule a booking at your business. So we just select a service, and if you've got a couple of different premises, you can have those set up as well, and you just choose the premises that you go for. But you can see here, we'll just go for a back exfoliation, and we click on that to book it. And once this goes through, here we are, we just select the time, and then we confirm. And once the user is logged in, and this is just a way of tracking the users through the app, a new user would register their name and email address and an option of a telephone number. That appears in the back office of the app so that you can keep track of these people, and you can have a database. You can build your database. You can export that database so that you can set it up for your business in other ways. You can use it for emailing, certainly, but it keeps a way of tracking who's coming into the app. Once a booking is logged in and registered, that goes to an email that is set up for your business, and that can be any email that you're using or a new one that's set up. And you can confirm that booking. If there's a double booking, for example, you can get onto the people and say, look, can you move it either side? And you can track all that kind of stuff through the actual app itself as well. So it's a really handy tool for someone to be able to book a service with you without them being near the computer. Okay, so they could be on the train, they could be at work at lunchtime, they could be out at daycare, and it's very easy for them to do. Now, another tool here is the services bookings. Please let me know, Pam, if I'm going, and also listeners, if I'm going a bit too fast, or if you have any questions, just raise your hand or drop me a little question in the chat box. Happy to answer questions as we go through. And what we can see in the services here is that we can detail our range of services that we offer. Now, that can be updated whenever you like, because the way these apps are set up is that they're very much like a web page, so that you can actually manage them yourself. You just log into the dashboard, go to the actual page. This one is on exfoliation, and you might change the durations. You might change that you're adding in a new service or removing a service. On a phone, if you tap to book now, that would again connect you with the phone number, and you'd be able to call and make a booking right away from the app. Now you can
that is just such a plus there, Glenn. I just have to say that, that call to action on every page like that.
Exactly right, for sure.
That is that is just, it just removes just one of those additional buying barriers that's out there. It's so easy for clients to just get in touch and make that booking.
Yeah, exactly right. And the way using an image there as a call to action, as opposed to just having a number, is a much more effective way to do it as well. It's just more enticing and engaging. But it's
easier.
And easier. That's right. Exactly right.
That's easier.
It's so much. It's and that's the whole thing is making it easy for people to actually book in and use your business. So as I said there, sorry, I'll move that one out. You can have unlimited numbers of services there, so you could have as much information and detail as you like. You can make them with graphics. So if you wanted to have graphics here of a before and after shot, or a testimonial of a client who's had a body wrap, for example, you can certainly put all that kind of information in to make it more compelling for another customer to try that service. Now, specials, you can see here that Total Essence ran a special for Valentine's Day. So we made up a page for the specials, and you can see it there. And I'll just scroll up there. So we've got our call to action down the bottom, and that was connected and used with a push notification or an instant message that goes out to app users, and I'll show you how that all worked in a moment. But that's one of the ways that we can make the app interactive and get the message directly to the people that we know are more than likely going to take us up on it. Now, remember, this is going to our current list of people. Okay, so they're already converted customers and clients, so it's generally a much easier resell to get them to come back, and it's going one-to-one. So as opposed to a radio or TV or a newspaper advertisement, where only a small percentage of the people that are hearing or seeing your message are going to be interested in what you provide, the people that see the messages and promotions that come through the app, we know are definitely interested in what you're doing. And just in a dollar spend, if you're spending thousands of dollars on a broadcast commercial with only a very small percentage of people going to be interested, this means that dollar for dollar, you're going directly to your target market. So have I made that clear, Pam? So that the
yes, I think that the point is once you've created that rapport with a client, once they've been into your salon, and you've developed that know, like, and trust, strategy that's so essential, then it's so much easier to sell to that existing client than it is to try and sell to somebody who knows nothing about you. So this is where, tapping into your existing database is so much more effective than trying to sell something to people who don't know you.
For sure. And that's a really good way of leading into what else we can have here, which is sharing the actual app with a friend. So you might have a customer who has a friend and she knows that they'd be more than open to what you provide as a salon or spa. They can share the actual app with them, and this on the iPad will only go by email, Facebook, or Twitter, but also on a phone it will go by message and SMS. So once you click on that, it goes to a little login there if you're in Facebook, I'll just go to another way to do it. And of course, when I did that, I've got sticky fingers and my button isn't working. Deary me. Anyway, see if we can get that to come back up again. Gotta love these screens. Anyway, trust me, it will come up as an SMS. It sends a link to the actual iPhone store or the Google Play Store for where your app is loaded, and people can download it directly. So it's a really cool way of promoting the app and your business via usage with current customers. So it's a referral from someone who's obviously happy to refer your service, and that is just the best kind of word of mouth and word of app, if you like, marketing these days that's coming through.
And the great thing too, Glenn, is that these days people are so used to hitting that share button. You know, Facebook has basically trained us all into that mentality, isn't it? Share, 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 share,
Yeah,
share.
exactly right.
So
sure.
using that same philosophy is just brilliant, because it just, you know, people will share it if it's something that's familiar to them.
Yeah, that's right, exactly right. And especially if it's a business recommendation or referral, be it for the local plumber or for the local salon or spa, people that not only that you know and trust as a business provider, but if you know and trust them as your friend, you know that they're going to be referring good information to you. So it's just the best way to do things. I'm having trouble with this Wi-Fi connection on my tablet, so we'll just keep going on. If there's any questions, people that are listening, and I'm just checking there. I hate to say ladies if there's any men in the audience, but it looks like it's all ladies. So ladies, if there's any questions at all with what I've been discussing so far, please drop me a line in the chat box or raise your hand, and more than happy to answer them as we go along. So I apologise for this little breaking transmission, but we'll just see if we can get this to come up again. I'll get it to reload, see if that happens. Okay, there we are. So you can see that we can share by email, share on Facebook, or share on Twitter. And as I said, if it was coming up as a phone, you'd be able to share by SMS as well. Now, I'll keep talking about these messages and these push messages that we can send out. You might have noticed it yourself if you've downloaded an app, and the first thing that pops up is, would you like to receive messages from such and such an app? Generally, as humans, we'll say yes, which is great, and we can always opt out and say, no, we don't want to receive messages anymore. The great thing about this is that when you send a message, it's pushed. You don't have to wait for someone to actually open it, okay? Because the message displays on the phone itself or the tablet. So when you send a message, for example, you can see here that we've had a few that have come out, and the top one there is a promotion for the Valentine's Day message and special offer that we had. You can hook these messages up to either a web page or to a tab with a specific offer on it on the app itself. It's a very effective way of getting your message out there, because, as I said, it appears as an alert. It appears as an alert on the user's phone or tablet. Once they tap that, it goes to the app. So it's a really good way to remedy the problems of no-shows and cancellations. Okay, so you can send out this message saying, urgent vacancy needs to be filled today. Call us now to book it or claim it and receive such and such as the special incentive to make that booking. So, Pam, in your experience, are cancellations and no-shows a major profit-sapping part of the salon and spa business?
Oh, absolutely, and today more so than ever. When I sold my last salon in 2005, it ate up a little bit of my business. But today, when I talk to salon owners, it's become a major problem. Lots of gaps in the appointment books where people just don't turn up. I don't know whether it's just we're living busier lives and people forget their appointments, or they just don't value the time of their salons when something better comes up. Whatever it is, the fact is that it takes a huge chunk of money off the bottom line for any business when people aren't turning up for their appointments, and you're left with those empty spots that you can't do much with. Trying to get people to cancel in advance, we ask, but that doesn't mean to say they do that. So often you're left with that empty spot quite close to the time when you were due to have a client in there. And so, yes, definitely, I would say that's one of the major issues that salon owners talk to me about.
Right. Okay. Well, this
those
is
empty spaces and how to fill them.
Yeah, that's right. It's this whole idea of messaging. Now, you could certainly do it. You could ring up through your client list. So you could have your client list, and you might have your top 20 clients, and you might ring them up. So that's obviously time-consuming. It's expensive, and you've got to try and catch them at the right moment. Whereas with a push notification, it will take maybe a minute to set up and send the message, and it goes immediately out to all your app users. The flexibility of being able to do that and fill a vacancy, I see it as a business person as one of the main reasons why people would have an app, apart from all this other functionality, which is just engaging with your business, and keeps people coming back on a repeat basis anyway. Just the whole issue of being able to message them directly is just a huge bonus.
It taps into that whole communication thing, doesn't it, Glenn?
That's right, exactly right.
These days, if you don't communicate with your clients, there's another business out there ready, willing and able to do just that.
Exactly right.
So if we don't stay in touch, somebody else will be.
Exactly, hit the nail on the head. And that's the thing about we've spoken before about videos and mobile websites and websites, just making sure that yours is just working as a better marketing tool than your competitors. It's obviously, we're all in business to make a profit, and we all have competitors, whether we're friends with them or not. We all need to make sure that our business is the one getting the actual custom and doing the business. And this is just another tool that most people will, because I find it not only in salons and spas. I've got clients that are dive shops, car dealers, fire and rescue services, volunteers association, mechanics. These people that are just a little bit ahead of the curve because they're utilising this technology, and they're realising that they've all had a little bit of a barrier as to, it's going to be too hard for me to use. But as you can see there with, Total Essence are sending out messages. One of my other clients, Perth Scuba over here in Perth, they just use it brilliantly. They've nailed it, how to use an app in this situation for messaging and setting up events and things like that. It's just a very cool tool on promoting on a regular basis. Okay, it's just, and seriously, like a really good website that we've gone through before, being found in Google, you're going to be so far ahead of any competitors if you utilise this technology now. Anyway, that's by the by. It's just obviously where things are at, let alone heading. So
can I just say something there, Glenn?
Sure,
the thing is that I work with lots of salons and their owners, and sometimes, well, in most cases, it hasn't got a lot to do with how fantastic they are at what they do. What they're lacking is the ability to get that marketing message out to people. And
sure.
And so if you can be running the best promotion in the world, but if nobody knows about it, it's not going to make you any money.
Yeah, that's right, exactly.
So
right.
It's all about getting the message out to people, isn't it? That's the way
sure.
I see it.
Absolutely, for sure. And if you can do that in a non-obtrusive way, I mean, I know we're still sending a message out, be it a marketing promotion message, but if you do it subtly and correctly, people don't get turned off it. They usually get excited by the fact that A, you're staying connected with them, and B, you're giving them good information. So, as using that as good information, you can see here with an app you're able to set up events. So I'll just go to this one here. Now, it was an old event, but you can set up as many events as you like, and they can be recurring. For example, I mentioned the Perth Scuba. They have recurring events for their dive information nights. They have events for their dive travel and for their actual dives that they might be doing on an upcoming weekend. But you can see here Total Essence had a night for the Vibrasawn information night. Now, the great thing about this is you should be able to see it pretty clearly. We've got a tab up the top there that says About, Comments, Attend, and Gallery. Now, if you sent a message out to your customers saying, okay, we've got an information evening on exfoliation, would you like to attend? Here's some more information about it. And they click on the message, it takes them to this events tab, and page, I should say, and they can then click here on attend and register that I'm going. Okay, now that appears in your dashboard, so this is a great way to track possible numbers. Of course, it means, as with everything, that there's not 100% guarantee that they'll show up, but it does give an indication that people are coming to the actual event. So you can, adjust your catering, you can adjust the space and things like that. People can comment. So once again, we're engaging our users here and our client base, and they can send in pictures of the event. So if you and this is all vetted by you, so you as the app owner, so if someone sends an image in, you can decide to place it in or not. But it gives a great way to actually get content sent in by the actual attendees and to start a dialogue about the event. Now, it might be on exfoliation. So someone, a husband might say, well, I'd like to get something for my wife. Can you tell me more about exfoliation? It might be a lady who says, I've had exfoliation done here at Total Essence Massage before, and it was just fantastic. That might spark a conversation by someone asking, what was the treatment like? Da-da-da-da-da-da. So it's a great way of incorporating your own social media inside the app with your own converted tribe, if you like, of people that are very happy to promote services within the app itself. So it's just a great tool for engaging people and keeping them connected to your brand. You can have, as I said, recurring events there. So you might have a weekly night where you are promoting a new product or a new service, or you might have one-offs where you might have a guest speaker come in to talk about a product or service that you have. So it's a great way of engaging. We have the option to have our own little fan wall here, which is our own little mini Facebook or Twitter going on there. So the app owner can engage and interact with people making the comments. And it's, once again, it's a great way for promotion of the business, just through word of mouth. We've got information pages, so similar to a website, you can actually have just about pages, and similar to the service menu that I showed you before. It's just general information about what you're offering. The big point of difference that I provide is that because I also run a music service for health and wellbeing practitioners, in my apps I'm able to actually provide music and relaxations that can be used within the app itself. Now, all being well, you should be able to hear a little bit of bush sounds coming through there. Maybe not. Not sure if you can hear that. This track is called Blue Gum Morning. I'll just try to get up to some music there. This music is just an add-on. It's a bonus, so that people can, with your branding...
Not getting anything just yet.
You're not getting... Yeah, I don't think it'll work through this system. It just gives you the ability to add an extra level of functionality and bonus for your customers. So if they're feeling, a little bit stressed out, they can get in and have a listen to a meditation, or they can just listen to some nice relaxing music, all within the app and all branded from you as well. Now, this is all material. I also license this music to the ABC. They have 3 albums of mine that they release on their Atmospheres label. So it's all, kosher material. It's all good stuff, and it's just there as a bonus and something that once again is unique to users of these apps, because I can provide that as I actually do all the music myself. There's other functionality here that we can put in, and one of the best things is a reward or bonus card. So instead of your customers having a little cardboard card that they have to keep in their wallet or purse and pull it out and get stamped or cut or ticked off every time they come in. Now we can do it with an app. So we can just, as soon as someone comes in for a treatment or buys a product or whatever kind of reward coupon you'd like to put in, and they're unlimited, you can have as many as you like. We just hand the app or our device over to our person at the counter, our cashier, and they type in the little secret code and stamp it. And you'll see there that we've now got one stamp, okay, on our bonuses. So as soon as those 4 stamps are filled up, it flashes up a screen saying, congratulations, you've got your bonus rewards. Show your phone to the cashier. And they'll be able to provide that discount reward or bonus coupon, or however you've got it set up, to actually give that as the bonus to the client. So you're obviously all, from fired type cards. You might have them from your local coffee shop. It's the same system, but now it's all contained within the app, and you can have multiple ones running at the same time. There's a lot of functionality there. Probably the best thing to do is now to click over to the actual dashboard, and I'll show you quickly how that is actually managed. Any questions so far, ladies? Happy to answer them as we go through. I can see on my little dashboard that you're all here, and I've obviously stunned you with my knowledge of exfoliation and microdermabrasion. Well, the knowledge of the words anyway, I probably wouldn't go very well explaining them to a potential customer. So we'll go on to the dashboard. Okay, so this is where we can actually manage the app. Now, it's very easy. We can get in and we can change the content. We can change the appearance. It's just very simple. If I went into it, I'd be here for an hour because it's very flexible, but you wouldn't really want to do that you don't need to do it on a regular basis. Maybe quarterly. You might have seasonal discounts and changes of service and things like that. Very simple to do that on a regular basis. But messaging is the big thing. So let me just take you through the messaging. I should say also that let me just log in here. There's also the option to have a shop on the actual app itself. So people can not only buy vouchers, they can also purchase products and make bookings, as you saw, on the actual app itself. So it's a very great tool for actually having your whole shop, if you like, in an app. Let me just get that one going again. There we are. Okay, so messaging. Coming into the dashboard, you just come over to the messages system, and it's kind of like writing a tweet. Okay, you can see there that we've got a little place there to actually write our message. So we'll just write and spell it correctly.
I don't think we're seeing the same screen.
Oh, sorry.
As you are.
Thanks, Pam. Yes,
Glenn?
You're absolutely right. Yep. Sorry about that. Thanks. Okay, should have switched over. Let me know that you should be seeing a dashboard there. Sorry about that, viewers.
We've got that now.
Okay, sorry about that. Okay, so now we can type our message, and we'll just say vacancy suddenly available. Call now and get your bonus. Okay, so there's a typo there, but we won't worry about that. Now you can see on the right-hand side of the screen where it says push notification. This is how it will actually appear on the phone or tablet's main page, okay, the home page, when the message comes through. Now they're immediate. As soon as you click send, it will go out. So there's no waiting in queues or anything like that. You can time them and you can put messages into a queue, into a schedule. So you might spend, half an hour a month putting through some messages that will go out on a certain time of day and a certain day of the week or month, where you have your promotional messages that come out. And a bit like Pavlov's dog, humans will be conditioned to expect those type of bonuses and messages coming out. So if you start to use this as a regular tool, and then your little flash messages, if you like, coming out when you need a vacancy filled, then it's a great way of getting people used to the fact that you're not spamming them, and you're giving them good information, and there'll always be a what's in it for me for them, okay? And that's a big hint there on how to utilise it with adding a bonus And I'm sure there's many ways, Pam, that I assume, like with most businesses, there might be some slow stock that is on the shelf. You might want to give out a bottle of shampoo or a bottle of oil or something that if you take it up on that, would that be a fair thing to say, that that would be a good way
Well,
to?
yeah, there is that, and there's and it's something I always teach my clients is value adding, and that's adding with your secondary services, so that things that cost very little in time and money to provide, but have a value to the client. So, even a bonus of something along those lines, which actually costs you almost nothing, is also something that you can offer to clients to entice them in and fill that vacancy.
For sure, absolutely. So there's a few ways that you can do that. Now you can see here that as soon as we hit come over here and we hit publish, or click on the publish tab, I should say, we can send the message immediately. We can send now, or we can schedule it. And all we do then, if we want to send now, is just click on publish message, and that message gets broadcast to all the app users. Now, just to answer a question from Robin, she is not receiving push messages on her phone. Now, Robin, that's probably because when you downloaded a certain app, you were asked to opt in or to agree to receive messages from that particular app, and you may have inadvertently hit no or decline or whatever, however the message would be set up. So somewhere in your app, there will be a way for you to message back to the app owner and opt in. It can also be, depending on your phone, you say you've got a Galaxy here, Samsung Galaxy, it may be in settings. So you go to settings and find your app, and then just click on the opt-in button or receive messages button, and that should get it working again. Okay, so that's all very good because that's just a nice text message that goes out quickly. But if you were setting up promotions, we also have an option here to actually make it far more compelling. Now we can do that by using templates for images. Now I'll just go through here and find some nice images. You can see there we've got some hair salon images, and we've got some spa images. So let me just click on one of those, and you can see here that the message will be sent as an image. And if I click on one of these, for example, you can see that we've still got even more customization. We can color it to suit our actual spa. Okay, we can change that. We can do a bunch of different things here to make it look different. So even though we've only got 6 images in the template, we can cycle those around with different layouts and designs there. So it's pretty much unlimited. And we just write in our new title, and it could be a date. We can say here exfoliation now. Glenn will be giving a talk on exfoliation, and we can link to our website. These are just placeholders. It doesn't have to be a website. It can be more. It can be your phone number. It can be a click to call. It could be anything. So when this message goes out and the people open the message on their device, it displays as this nice, colourful, compelling image coupon. Okay, so apart from the texts, if you were, as I said before, scheduling a weekly promotion, this is a great way to do it because it's all pretty well set up for you. You just come up here once you've got the offer all set up, click on the schedule over here and choose the day, and then done. And once you hit publish message, that will be put into a queue to be sent out on that day. So as a marketing tool for instant notifications and as a marketing tool for regular communications and promotions, you can obviously see how flexible that would be in your situation. Does that sound compelling for a salon owner, Pam?
It does. Look, in my opinion, it just leaves everything else for dead. It leaves the whole Facebook notifications, newsletters, all the things that I've been telling my clients they have to do. And this is just so much easier. The pre-scheduling and being able to do the offers. It's just marvelous for marketing. It's an incredible tool.
For sure. It's just the functionality, and also I should say that getting an app through me, you don't have to figure anything out. I show you completely personally, and also with video tutorials on how to do the whole management of the app. If that's what you want to do, I have a couple of options. You can manage it yourself, or I can manage it for you. But I certainly get my clients to make sure they're comfortable with sending messages, okay? Because that's the big thing on why these tools work so well. Let me just show you the back office of the shop. So I'll show you how easy it is to track sales that are coming through of products or services that you have. And let me just get down here and see if I can. I've got so many screens open at the moment. I'll see if I can just pass down through there. 2 secs. Sorry about that. We come down to here. Let's see, this one. And we can see here that we've got orders in our actual back office here. Now, if I click on that, it takes you through to the order list. Now, you might be selling gift vouchers, as Total Essence are here. So you can see that it was placed, well, when the order was placed, who it was, which premises it was placed for, if you have multiple premises, and you get the details of the actual person who made the order. So we've got name, phone number, and email address. Once the actual order is in the system, and that goes through PayPal, or it can be done on a COD basis, and you can set it up so that you can email the actual, deliver by mail the actual vouchers or products, or they can be picked up at your premises. So there's a number of options there for how to actually run all that. Now, I'm glossing over it. It's not hard system. It's very flexible, and once you've done your first order or two, it becomes very easy to actually track and things like that. So you can set up and do all your pricing and all that kind of stuff. But as I set up the app for you, that's all set up initially, and then you can just come in and manage things as you go through. And you can certainly track how the orders are done. You can go on to details here, and we can track how, if the delivery has been made, you can see that we've got paid, unpaid, and unserved. So once we've actually served that as an item, you just click on that and you can manage the actual transaction. So it's very flexible and a great way to actually, once again, have your vouchers. So someone might be sitting on a train and think, oh, I've got to get Mary a birthday present. Oh, I wonder if Total Essence have any vouchers. They click on the app, find vouchers, order the app, and there you go. It's all done while someone's sitting on a train. You can have the money come in before the voucher's delivered, all that kind of stuff. So it's all very a very cash flow positive way to manage products and services through the actual app itself. And once again, it's just there in the palm of somebody's hand. So that's another very flexible part of the system on how to manage. I mentioned QR codes before. You can make as many of these things up as you like. You can see there that we've got the QR codes there for people to actually purchase the get the app, download the app through the various app stores. And as you create promotions for your business, you can just build the QR code. You just put in a web address and it creates the code for you. You print that out and put that near your product. And when people scan with the built-in scanner in the app, it takes them to that coupon or to that web page. It's all quite flexible. So that's Apps 101 by Glenn. So I'm more than happy to answer any questions, either from yourself, Pam, or from ladies attending, as long as I made everything clear there and showed how flexible and good apps can be for your business.
Well, I certainly think that the apps are definitely the way to go, the way to move forward for marketing, and they actually remove the need for some other types of marketing that can be very time-consuming. And as I said earlier, you know, these days, even the people who choose to follow you on Facebook, only a very small portion of those people actually receive your posts or see your posts. So that's no longer something that you can just simply rely on to get your message out there. And of course, emails, you know, have a much more limited open rate these days than they used to have. So with the fact that these push notifications are coming out and just appearing straight on the front, it's like I received a couple the other day from Instagram to tell me that, my friend so-and-so was on Instagram, and it was just very easy. It was unobtrusive. It didn't offend me that I had that. I was able to clear it once I quickly scanned the message, and I didn't, it was easy. It was no barriers involved, and I think that these days we've got to remove as many buying barriers from our business as we can so that clients can interact with us quickly, easily, and often. And I think the app serves all of that.
Yeah, that's right. Exactly right. Now, I have put together an offer that we promoted last week in last week's webinar as well, and I've extended that for attendees of this webinar. So always conscious of cash flow in a business. I've got two options there for how to get hold of your app. So it makes it very easy for you to have it managed and to have it done, as you can see there, from just $7.97 a day. It sounds like, I know it's a bit spammy and I'm going to throw in some steak knives, but it's just the way I do business. I like to make things easily and equate it to a reasonable dollar value over a day. And that's purely for friends of Pam, because I greatly appreciate the association with you, Pam, for you getting me to help out with your audience and your clients. So it's, the ladies that I've been working with so far have just been fantastic fun to work with. And so there's a couple of offers there. If you go to salonandsparcreative.com, you'll see the tab up the top for apps, and you can take advantage of those pricings. And if you do it, I don't really like pressuring people into a sale and saying you have to do it in the next 10 minutes. You've got this week, and if you decide to take me up on an app this week, you'll also get the website review that I've been doing for friends of Pam as well, and that's valued at $297, and that's where I go through your website and show you all the ways that you can improve. And I must say, the response I've had from people that have actually taken action with my recommendations on the site has been fantastic, because they've done things and made improvements, and that's just great. Rather than having the information sitting there, they've actually got stuck in and done some changes, which is very heartening. And that's apps. So we should,
well, I just think that's it is. That's apps. The thing is, there's very few salons or spas out there that don't have at least one vacancy. It's not even necessarily when people cancel at the last minute. Like all businesses, we have our quiet days, we have our busy days, and to be able to fill those quiet days with a push notification, a special bonus offer, just a trial offer of some sort, anything to get people in the door. It's just, for $7.97 a day, it's just so worth it, because just look, the average one service, if you can fill a vacancy for $50, did the sums the other day, you're talking about $13,000 a year back in your business.
Right.
Fill 2 spots a day, you're talking about $26,000 a year. We're talking huge returns on investment with this. But of course, it all comes down to making sure you use your app the way that you've explained it. And that's so easy to do. You make it look extremely simple, Glenn. And that's
it. I'm obviously used to doing it, but it takes seriously 5 to 10 minutes, and that's it. You'll have it down pat. And as I said, Monica from Total Essence, she was a bit wary on how to actually do all that, but I gave her some tutorial videos and had one short phone call with her to clarify one thing to do, and she was doing it. And she was then able to train her staff to do it as well. So it's just something that is so functional and flexible and effective. That's the thing. It's just very effective that it's something that can well be used.
And ladies, let me just say, I've been working with Glenn for a while now, and we're on 2 different sides of the country, but nothing that Skype can't overcome. And look, honestly, he's a great guy. He's really upfront, he's really honest, and he's super supportive. So you'll never, ever get left in the lurch not knowing what to do, because Glenn will answer your emails, and he will take your phone calls, and he will support you and help you with training to make the most of your app. So, you've got my personal guarantee on that one, because I've worked with Glenn and I know what a very conscientious guy he is. So you can kind of take that fear out of the equation if that's a problem or a worry for you. And I'll tell you now, he's the guy to go to if you're looking for an app.
Thanks, Pam. Much appreciated.
It's true.
And I know terms like exfoliation and microdermabrasion too. And I'm a guy.
You're not almost an expert. You'll be opening up your own spa soon, Glenn. But look, I think we're coming up on the hour now. So, and I know everybody's probably got clients coming in the next couple of minutes. So I just want to say a huge thank you for sharing that information today, because it's been really good. It's given me a lot more information than I had. So I know that the listeners have learned a lot as well. And just a great thank you. And I suppose, are there any other questions that anybody would like to ask before we wind up today's webinar?
Happy to answer anything, even if it's about websites or videos or anything from the last couple of webinars. Feel free to ask away. If something pops into your head after you've left the webinar, by all means drop me an email. Happy to have a chat.
They can contact you through salonandsparcreative.com, the contact page there. And if you have any other difficulties, then by all means you can contact me and I'll forward your message on to Glenn as well. So you don't need to be left wanting for information. It's all there. And I'd just like to say a big thank you to you for attending today and being part of this webinar. And thank you to you too, Glenn.
You're welcome. Thanks very much for organising, Pam, and thanks very much, attendees, for coming along. We'll see you on the next one.
See you then.
Okay. Bye-bye.
Bye.